we had many punishments for different things, and like when obviously as young lads and around New Year time or Christmas time, I think we didn't have many games, but I think it might have been the day after Boxing Day, something like that, and we were brought in, and it was right, lads, get your trainers on. Like you said, I was just going to go for a jog and stuff like that, and you probably know some of the lads have been out, right up the cop, every step, come back down, go on, keep going. And he just sat there and he was just shouting, and you could hear people being sick, and it was just like a tap, people being sick and stuff like that. Like, go on, keep going, up and down. And I don't know how many we'd done, but it wasn't nice. But that was just one of the punishments. I remember, we used to have to do the clean the boots and stuff as YTs, and if there was anything ever wrong within the boot skip, and I remember we signed a goalkeeper on loan, and the first team played Mansfield, and his boots weren't in the skip, and the first team lost like 5-1 or something. So it obviously relates back to us. Monday, we're back at training, and if you'd ever seen Ingleborough, it was like trees were dotted round the back before the houses, and it was literally like every tree and back all around the training ground, and it was just horrendous, some of the punishments that we had to do, but it made us men. And like I say, a few of us went out a few months ago, and you just reliving tales about these things and how it brought us together, because especially after that boot incident, we never done that again, so it gave us that togetherness and stuff like that we covered each other's backs, and we made sure everything was bang on, so we didn't get any of these punishments. So yeah, Johnny Mac's punishments weren't the nicest thing in the world, no.
And the other thing I believe that you lot like to do was head tennis under the cop. Was that something that you got involved in?
Yeah, it was more obviously when the first team went in, but if you were ever injured, Les would take you down under the cop and allow you, if you were near an injury or you were able to, you could play head tennis. And I tell you what, Les was a fantastic head tennis player. I think because he probably he kept playing it quite a lot, but he was unbelievable. And it was just good times, and again, it was just having a laugh, and that's building that togetherness with everyone. But I don't know whether Paul told you the story about Mike Newell. So Mike, obviously the head tennis had a net across, and Mike Newell always used to lash his boots between like the steel girders, and then he'd run out and catch them the other side. So I'd come home from training, and he'd thrown his boots up, he'd tried to run past and get them, and he didn't see the head tennis net, and it nearly decapitated him. He's just running the nets. It's took him off his feet, and he's ended up flat on his back, and all the lads are having a laugh and a joke and stuff like that. I don't think he's seen the funny side of everyone taking the mick out of him. But yeah, again, good times under the stands with the head tennis. Yeah.
You've mentioned Les, so we may as well touch on him now. Were you ever subject to any of his pre-seasons or his recovery sessions? Because when you were injured, I believe he was pretty brutal with you.
I think brutal is an understatement of it. But yeah, I think obviously pre-seasons at Tranmere were an eye-opener. Day one was, I think, was the Wirral Way or something like that. It was like a 6-mile run or something like that. Then there was the Dales, which were not far from his house, I think. And then there was Harrison Drive, which is by New Brighton. And there was just these collection of runs that you just knew were coming in pre-season. And then if you were ever injured for quite a good chunk of time, you'd go and do those as well, because it did build, your stamina up and stuff like that. And it was just, yeah, brutal is definitely an understatement. But I remember a story actually with Les and myself. I had a knee operation, and then on my first game back, I went into a tackle and got a dead leg. And he said the only way to help it is you've got to flush all the blood out and stuff like that. So I'm like, right, how do we do this? So he said, lie on your front, and he got someone to pin me down to the bed, and he bent my leg back. But because it was a dead leg, there was no real movement in it, and because it dropped into my knee, and he had to get me heel to my backside. I've never screamed so much in all my life. I was trying to get off the bed, and to try and move, and I couldn't. The sweat was dripping off me and everything like that because I was just fighting to try and get off the bed. But he had someone pinning me down because obviously he knew what the pain I was about to endure. So yeah, little things like that were again, I think naughty but nice because I needed it, but I didn't enjoy it.